Every zodiac sign has its bright, shining strengths, but what about the hidden shadows lurking beneath the surface? While these traits aren't necessarily evil, they reveal the complex, vulnerable, and sometimes destructive aspects of each sign's personality. These are the fears, habits, and tendencies that most people keep concealed from the world, sometimes even from themselves. Are you ready to uncover the darkest secrets of your zodiac sign? Stay tuned, because what you're about to learn might just surprise you. Aries. Hiding their weaknesses. Aries, the bold and fearless leader, thrives on confidence and strength. But beneath that warrior-like exterior lies a deep fear of vulnerability. You don't want anyone to see you doubting yourself or feeling lost. You suppress your emotions, bottling up anxieties rather than admitting you need help. This can lead to explosive outbursts when your suppressed emotions become too much to handle. Shadow trait: impulsiveness fueled by hidden insecurities. Darkest fear: being seen as weak or powerless. Taurus. Afraid of letting go. Taurus, you crave stability, but sometimes your fear of change becomes a dangerous obsession. Whether it's a toxic relationship, an outdated belief, or a job that no longer serves you, you cling to the familiar because it feels safe. You may deny your emotions rather than face the reality that change is necessary for growth. The shadow trait: possessiveness and resistance to change. Darkest fear: losing control over their environment. Gemini. The loneliness they hide. Gemini, you're social, witty, and adaptable. But deep down, you struggle with emotional emptiness. You crave deep connections but often feel misunderstood. Instead of confronting your emotions, you keep yourself busy with distractions, avoiding deep conversations about your true feelings. Shadow trait: superficial relationships and avoidance of emotional depth. Darkest fear: being stuck in their own mind with no one to truly understand them. Cancer. The weight of unspoken resentment. Cancer, you are deeply emotional, but you fear confrontation. When someone wrongs you, instead of addressing it, you bury your anger, letting it fester into resentment. Your desire for emotional security can make you hold on to past betrayals, even when it hurts you more than the person who wronged you. A shadow trait: passive aggressiveness and emotional withdrawal. Darkest fear: being abandoned or emotionally hurt. Leo. The need for constant validation. Leo, you shine brightly, but your greatest fear is being forgotten. You need to be admired and appreciated, but you rarely admit how much you depend on external validation. You act confident, yet deep down, you wonder if people love you for who you are, or just for the image you project. Shadow trait: ego-driven decisions and a fear of insignificance. Darkest fear: being ignored or feeling unimportant. Virgo. The anxiety they keep hidden. Virgo, you strive for perfection, but that's because deep down, you fear that you're never enough. Your high standards often come from an inner voice constantly judging your every move. You might appear calm and collected, but beneath the surface, you're battling self-doubt and anxiety. Shadow trait: overthinking and self-criticism. Darkest fear: failing to meet their own impossibly high standards. To Libra. The fear of confrontation. Libra, you are the peacemaker, but that sometimes means avoiding conflict at all costs. You suppress your true opinions to keep everyone happy, even if it means sacrificing your own needs. You struggle to make decisions, fearing that choosing one path means disappointing someone else. Shadow trait: indecisiveness and people-pleasing. Darkest fear: being disliked or disrupting harmony. Scorpio. The fear of betrayal. Scorpio, you are intense and passionate, but your biggest secret is your fear of vulnerability. You don't let people in easily because you expect betrayal. You hide your emotions behind a mask of control and mystery, but deep down, you long for a connection that feels safe. Shadow trait: Jealousy and emotional walls. Darkest fear. Being emotionally exposed and hurt. Sagittarius. Running from emotional depth. Sagittarius, you crave freedom, but that sometimes means running from commitment and emotional depth. You avoid intimacy because it feels like a trap, fearing that deep connections will restrict your independence. You distract yourself with adventures and new experiences, but when you're alone, the loneliness creeps in. Shadow trait. Avoidance of responsibility and emotional escapism. Darkest fear. Losing their freedom and being tied down. Capricorn. The fear of emotional weakness. Capricorn, you are strong and disciplined, but you fear being seen as weak or vulnerable. You bury your emotions under work and responsibilities, refusing to let anyone see when you're struggling. You equate success with self-worth, making it hard for you to express emotional needs. Shadow trait. Emotional detachment and workaholism. Darkest fear. Failing or appearing weak. Aquarius. The fear of being ordinary. Aquarius, you pride yourself on being different, but deep down, you fear losing your individuality. You keep emotions at a distance because you don't want to depend on others. You act detached, but secretly, you crave a deep emotional connection. You just don't know how to allow yourself to have it. Shadow trait. Emotional avoidance and rebellious detachment. Darkest fear. Becoming just like everyone else. Pisces. Losing themselves in others. Pisces, your compassion is endless, but your biggest struggle is losing yourself in others. You absorb emotions like a sponge, sometimes sacrificing your own identity just to please those around you. You often retreat into fantasy to escape the harsh realities of life, making it hard to face difficult truths. Shadow trait. Escapism and emotional overdependence. Darkest fear. Losing their sense of self. Every zodiac sign has light and darkness, strengths and weaknesses. Understanding your shadow side doesn't mean fearing it. It means embracing it so you can grow into the best version of yourself. Which of these dark traits resonated with you? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, keep exploring the stars and yourself.